Hello, everyone. So, my name is Maggie, and I'm happy to welcome you back to the online open lecture. Today, we have the 10th one, and as we discuss broad topics related to MarTech, today we cover MarTech and social media marketing. Obviously, social media marketing or SMM has been around us very intensively, especially if you are there on social network or social media network on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever. This is something that you face whether you really want it or not. You're still exposed to social media marketing. And today we begin with the untangling of where is MarTech within all of that. Do they really share some similar features, or how we can either entangle these two terms and related tools, or should we actually do that? And how does it look within the scope of marketing in general? So, as you can see here, we will have this topic, and here's the slide which I generally show you about who I am, what I do, why I'm here with you sharing this information in the slides. So please take a look at that to learn more about me. But without further ado, I just want to move on to the very interesting topic for today. So we have these two terms, which are quite trendy and relevant to nowadays marketing activities. We have social media marketing and we have MarTech, marketing technologies. Also, we have the MarTech stack. So basically, the variety of tools that you can use within MarTech to actually fulfill the goal that you intend to fulfill for your marketing activities and marketing objectives and goals. So, but it's really important to take a look at these terms and understand their scopes. So, when we talk about social media marketing, this is about a lot of platforms. It is about plenty of online digital tools of digital marketing that helps to connect with the audience, with the social network. And this social media marketing usually provides us more with strategies of how to achieve what we want to achieve and how to understand what we want to achieve, and the roadmap on how, from the very beginning to the very final place for our evaluation or analytics and movement towards different other retention strategies or whatever, what do we need to do in the broader terms? Whereas MarTech or MarTech stack refers to tools. What we need to use in order to get to the point of the end of our roadmap that we take from the social media marketing strategies and tools. And not tools, approaches and theories, theoretical approaches, models, frameworks, all of that. So that's why we can visualize these two terms in within each other or with each other, as the fact that we have social media marketing as something that is broader, something that is bigger, and we have MarTech as the particular tools which answer to this roadmap through practical implementation through this MarTech stack within this big field. And we've discussed in previous online lectures chatbots, machine learning algorithms like recommendations and all of that. We talked about different platforms, different analytics, and all of that refers to this particular picture. But let's continue with the definition. If you watched the 10th lecture, you must already understand that I do not really think that we can proceed with, understanding of the term, especially if we take a look from the academic standing at the term without its definition. So we know that MarTech is about all the technologies that you can use in order to go and achieve the goal, marketing goal and objectives, how to measure, evaluate, and generally connect with your audience through the online marketing tools. And social media marketing refers to methods for advertising products, services, or brands using the internet by attracting the interests interest of groups of people who discuss them, make suggestions about them, and to other, communication online, so like sharing, posting, all of that stuff. As you can see, this is broad, and the thing here is focused on communication, which is two ways. So generally, when we talk about emails, like informative emails, we send them out using MarTech tools, right? We try to understand how to individualize that, right? As we discussed in the lecture on personalization in marketing. However, when we establish the communication, the community, the two-way communication, that is something that refers to social media marketing. And I always love to bring this visualization to my lectures wherever I'm introducing social media marketing to my students. The fact is that generally, we have a lot of zones of social media that we may sometimes, neglect because we are too, used to. We got used to the use of Instagram, of Facebook, of TikTok, of I don't know X, which is Twitter earlier, which was, and all of that. However, we have plenty of other platforms that we can use, and that also refers to the platforms where social media marketing is used, as well as the MarTech stack or MarTech in general, because that is everything that's going on online. And if it's something that's needed for your marketing purposes, that is something that refers to your MarTech stack. So we have in social media zones, we have 4 zones: social community, social publishing, social entertainment, and social commerce. Social community refers to sharing, socializing, conversing. Generally what we see on Instagram. Social publishing, editorial, commercial, user generated. Something that is published. So for example, Reddit, or something that is posted there for you to, read through the articles that are prepared from by the community for the community. Social entertainment, games, music, art. Generally, when you have platforms for gamers, when you have musical platforms for people to put the comments on the songs and share what you want. Art, also the communities that create the art and make it, within the community. Social commerce, CRM service, retailing, sales, human resources. Generally, you can see that we cover within this part even Amazon, because it also has the elements of social media marketing, as it invites people to communicate, to share reviews, to answer to each other, to help each other to choose. And this is the representation of social media marketing and social media in general. Also, for example, if we consider more practical thing, right? From social media marketing, as in marketing in general, we have this model that's been with us for many years, and it's used for many purposes. And I wanted to bring it here because maybe you may be aware of this model. This is the model, the AIDA model, about attention, awareness, interest, desire or decision, action. These 2 words on these stages sometimes can be interchangeable, and what I wanted to show you here is that they refer to these stages. As you can see, the customer get to the point of awareness or attention, and there is much more people who are exposed, for example, to your advertisement. Then we have interest, something that sparks this, wish to learn more. Then we have the level of desire or decision, when person thinks that maybe there's something really interesting in the product that I would really like to, choose from all the alternatives and get it. And then we have action. So how can a person actually buy it? So if you as a marketer have the product that you wish to promote, you may approach it from promotion of online, offline, or hybrid. And when you step to the domain of online communication, then you're in the domain of social media marketing. And where is MarTech place actually in here? So we have, for example, and by the way, please note that these levels of this pyramid actually reflects roughly the number of people that you work with at each of the levels. So we have a general audience which you can, sparkle the attention from and awareness. You told them that you exist. Then we have a smaller number of people that actually have this interest of actually pursue with what you're offering them. Then we have desire or decision on, yeah, that's actually something really interesting and, really nice to buy and, to fulfill my needs as a customer. And there is action. Only this little part of people who got aware of that you exist within this particular, cycle of ad or whatever you use to gain their attention is actually going to do what you ask them to do. So they are going to have the sparkle of the action. And if we have, the examples of MarTech, so the first stage could be the advertisement on the online platform. So if you create a targeted ad on Meta platform, this is your first stage of gaining this attention on general awareness. When they have this, we'll talk about different ways how you can set up Facebook ads, but generally they have this, increased awareness, and this is when you aim at the very low stage of pyramid. Then we have dynamic ad settings based on the profile and lead collection. That can be similar to the previous one. However, it is based on how well you already know your audience, because indeed you have the audience analysis prior to the advertisement that you push out there to the audience. However, if you have the retained customers, if you wish to retain them, if you already know their behavioral patterns and their preferences, the dynamic ad settings, which are available in the advertisement platforms, can also be there. And lead collection is about having your customer leaving your email, name, or other mean of communication, or filling the form for you to then follow through to sparkle their decision making and desire. This is the third stage. And for example, if they're interested, you can direct them to your chatbot. We've discussed chatbots in several of previous lectures, and this is a very nice way to, establish communication right away. Even you, as a manager or as a product owner, are quite busy, but you don't want your customer to forget about you. Hence, this instant communication on, answering the frequently asked questions. All of that can be obtained through this tool of MarTech, which is the chatbot. So introduction via chatbot for instant communication. And then when you have the person who you see has this interest and, is warmed up to your product or your service or your solution, then you go further to other ways to talk to them. And if you cannot directly establish the communication further as a real person, by selling your product or service, or, inviting them to some free material or whatever, you have this tool of, for example, personalized email. We discussed personalization earlier, and here we have this personalized email which can give the full information on price, how to buy something, how to, talk to people on where you can actually make this purchase. And this is also the CRM system that comes in here, as it helps to see whether you already have this person in your database, how you can add it to them, how you categorize the cohorts of your customers. And therefore, this is what makes this AIDA model very reflective and very, understandable in terms of marketing. And this leads us to also the ways you can use MarTech at a very primal level for your marketing purposes. And also, please do not forget about retention and analysis. I'm showing you, a very basic way of how you can, promote your product. However, when you have the customers and when you have the recurring possibilities for your service to be needed, for your product to be needed or purchased, or if you have updated versions of whatever, then you work on retention. each step has to be analyzed. Therefore, analytics is usually done at the very beginning and also at the later stage to understand the effectiveness of your ad campaign or whatever instrument you want, or chatbot or something, or the lead collection form, what you can do to update that. But analytics, it is the recurring process at the each step of what you do. And that's why it's really important not to forget about retention in analytics. And that's actually it. You can see the sources here. And with this example, with this general understanding of how MarTech is related to social media marketing and what social media marketing generally is, as well as the zones and sources, I would like to finish on this because we can dive deeper in more detailed way of social media marketing and different tools, which I'm going to cover later. But this is something that is you need to be aware of. If you have any comments, any particular clarifications, if you don't agree with something and you have your opinion, please do not hesitate to share it in the comments and or write me directly. So here you can see the QR codes. So to my website, to the open lectures. So the topics, the previous recordings, all of that you can find it there. MarTalks is the open discussion club where you can join us to talk about marketing related questions, to practice your English and meet other people who are interested in the same. And the MarTech guide, this is the document that I created myself based on 12 years of my experience and communication with students and the corporate partners and academicians in order to give you the right way, the full picture of what's going on there in MarTech. If you are interested in this particular career development, if you're in the very beginning of your stage, or if you're confused on what to do further, or to learn about when, how, where, and in which particular way you can learn what you're interested in if you want to be in the rapidly growing field of marketing. So thank you very much for staying with me. I really hope it was useful. So if you have any questions or comments, please do not hesitate to share them with me. So I will be happy to see you and welcome you to the online open lectures, the following ones, and other events which I'm going to host. So it was Maggie. Thank you. Nachontis.